Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 19 in my creation kit series. In this episode we are going to learn how to create custom statics for weapons and armor displays, and I'm going to further expand upon the creating custom containers. So the first thing you're going to need is a mesh. Now I have the entire game. I unzipped the BSAs and to use as assets, so we're going to go into the meshes, and I'm going to choose armor, and we're going to do dragon scale, and I'm going to take a dragon scale shield. Now the nice thing about this is if you just use the vanilla stuff, you don't have to mess with the texture paths because they will automatically load the texture path. So we'll go ahead and just copy that there, and I'm going to go to my mods meshes folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to drop that in right there. Now I'll take what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and rename it to my naming convention. There we go, and it will be right up here. There it is right there. Now let's go into CK and see how this is done. Okay, the first thing you're going to need to do is select any static. I have one I made for a banner right here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate that. And then I'm going to want to go ahead and duplicate a storage container. Okay, and to make the static, first double click on your static here. This is set to a Stormcloak banner I made. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to change that. I'm going to click on model data. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on my dragon scale shield that I just grabbed out of my folder. Okay, and I'm going to rename that. I already got it renamed with my naming convention, so I'm going to rename this to dragon scale shield, and then I'm going to type static so I know that it's a static piece. Even though the little blue house symbol is the way to tell if they're static, I'm going to rename it like that. Now the same thing, I'm going to open up the storage container, and I'm going to name this one just because shield storage. And then I'm going to go to the model. I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to pick my dragon scale shield. Okay, and then I'm going to rename this to dragon scale shield storage, and I'm going to get rid of the duplicate part. I don't need that. And create a new object. No. Yes. Okay, and now in the warehouse, my last video I showed you how to insert a custom mesh for a shield rack. Well, I had made this here. This is a static that I made. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate the weapons plaque, and I want to turn that on its side that way. You push the W key to turn it on its side, and I'm going to do another one right here. Now I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to find my dragon scale shield static, and I'm going to stick that right there. Pull it out and adjust it so it looks correct here. Now this one's not really that big of a deal. You want to get it up as close as you can get it without it clipping, because once you see something, once you notice a mistake, you see it forever. Ain't that the truth? And now I want my dragon scale shield static container. What did I do with it? Oh yes, it's still right here. I'm going to slide over here and I'm going to grab this, and that will just pop right in there. Just like that. I'm going to adjust this. So that it looks right. Now this one's a little different. Same thing. You want to get it close, but you don't want it clipping, especially with a container, because containers have a way, if you're clipping in too much. All centered up. That looks good. They tend not to want to work. So now before we go any further, there's a couple things we got to do. On the double click on your static, click Don't Havoc Settle, and we're going to add a script, a little default script. Now you don't have to copy this script or anything, because this is a default script that's in the game. So type in default and disable, and you're going to want disable havoc on load. Insert that script there, click on it, hit properties, and you're going to want to havoc on activate, edit value. You want to make sure this is unchecked. So that's false. Same thing here. No havoc on hit, and you don't want havoc on wait. Okay, and that will keep that from moving. Now let's go ahead, and for our container, same thing. Don't havoc settle, and you want to add that default disable on havoc load. There, and you do the same thing with this. Just click on properties and edit value. Make sure havoc is unchecked. Make sure this is all unchecked, and you're good there and good there. Alright, our first one here, we are going to go ahead and copy all of this right here, and I want to get centered up on it so it don't act all crazy on me. I'm going to copy that. Now I'm going to go in my test cell, and in my test cell I'm going to put these right here on this wall behind the box. Now this is just the static one, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this in right here, pull that out, spin it around, push it back in, and that ought to do it for that one. Let's go back to the warehouse. And this one is our storage container. So we're going to go ahead, copy that. I don't think it did it. Copy. There we go. And I'm going to go back into my warehouse, into my test cell here. I got my static one right there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste that in right there. And I'm going to pull that out, spin it around. Now this one here, you really gotta make sure you don't get it too far into the wall. You can put it in a little bit. See, that might be a little bit too far. And that looks good right there. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let's go ahead and save our mod. And while it's saving, now the nice thing about this is you can make a shield, a storage container, and put all your shields in it. And same thing with swords, same thing with armor, whatever, and make containers like that. And you can make weapons and armor displays, and use the statics so people can't take them, so they won't get messed up. Okay, got it all saved. Let's go ahead and go in game and test this out and see if it works. Okay, here we are in our test cell, and we put this stuff over there. Everything's still up on the wall right where it's supposed to be. It didn't fall down. We'll walk right up on this one. We can't take that. And this one is a container which we can open up. Works just fine. And that's how you do that. Alright guys, this has been episode 19 of my Creation Kit series. If you found this video useful, remember, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, then share it on social media with your friends, as it really helps out the channel. And until next time guys, remember to keep your sword sharp. Don't be a milk drinker. And always watch the skies, traveler.